My name is Sonal Vaswani and I'm an illustrator based in Mumbai, India. Today I'm going to talk about how I illustrate and that anybody can illustrate. But before that, I would really like to show you some of my work that I have done. I have worked with several publishing houses. Houses like Karadi Tales, Pratham, Rupa. Currently I'm working with Katha. I've even worked with educational sectors like UNICEF, Chrysalis. The first book that I did was The Wednesday Bazaar, which was published in year 2012 by Karadi Tales. It's written by Neha Singh. This is a story about a little girl Bela who gets lost in a vegetable market and how she makes new friends and finally finds a home. So this entire book was done by me using watercolors. So everything that you see is actually drawn and painted. So I'm just quickly taking you through how the book looks like. So the second book that I did was a sequel. So again, it's a story about Bela, but this time she misses her train and how she has a crazy adventure. Even in this book, I use the medium of watercolors. Now the third book is known as Moongfali. It's published by Rupa, written by Neha Singh and Mukesh Chhabra. So it has 8 short stories, very yummy stories. Here again, I did watercolors. But let me show you my favorite page. I tried something new. I mixed watercolors with digital technology. Meaning I used watercolors, but then I used my laptop, certain software to give certain effects. Like here if you see, all this is done watercolors, but the effect of the lights is done using digital medium. Then another book, Why Does Puri Puff Up? It's written by Varsha. Now this book is another special book because here, more than drawing, I tried mixed media where I tried using actual pictures and combined them with textures from my cloth, from my books, and created my artwork. For example, even if you've seen the cover itself, the picture of a puri is actual puri. If you see the faces of the kids, these are the textures that I have used from my papers that I have. Here you can see that's an actual picture of a balloon, of a puri, of a tire, here, of a tire, of a watch. So I have mixed them. I've actually taken these pictures, cleaned them, and used them to tell a story. Now my recent book is a book by Pratham. It's known as Deepa Karmakar. So this entire book has been done by me using digital medium. I haven't used watercolors in it, but I've tried giving them a crayonish digital look. And I have one more book coming up, which is one of my favorite because again in that book, the book name is The Very Shocking Report Card. It's by Jane D'Souza. I have used paper. I have mixed my drawings with paper to create the entire story. I have done origami. I have made an actual plane with paper. I have made a bird with paper. In fact, birds. Click pictures of these and then place them in my story. The reason why I'm telling you all these is because I want to bring out a very important point that anybody can illustrate. Illustration does not mean that you are able to draw. It means how you are able to tell a story. A story can be in a form of using pictures together and telling a story. You can tell a story using paper, you can tell a story using clay, any medium. So today what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you through a small journey that or rather a process that I follow when I illustrate. There are 3 main steps one should know while illustrating. The first step to illustrate is to have an idea. So right now I'm not talking about how I illustrate for the book, because here in this process I already get a story from the publisher, from the author, then I ideate how they look like. But what I'm going to talk about today is how do you illustrate in general. So the 3 steps that I was talking about. The first step is to have an idea. I mean, what are you going to tell? You need to have an idea, a thought. The second step is you get a lot of references. Once you have an idea, you visualize. You take 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, close your eyes, think how that idea you're going to tell. The third step is you make a rough drawing, you make a small doodle, like a storyboard, to place how your characters will look like, where things will be, if you're showing some cloud, where the cloud will be. And fourth is your final product, your final illustration. So to begin with, let's go to our first point, how to generate an idea. To have an idea, how do we do that? It's very simple. All you have to do is use your 5 senses. Sense of sight, sense of smell, sense of hearing, sense of taste, sense of touch. Yes. So you have to use all your 5 senses, because you never know when, where, how you'll get an idea. Let me tell you a story. When I was a kid, my mom used to tell me a lot of things. But one thing she would warn me very often, that whenever I'm eating any fruit, especially apples, I should be very careful with the seeds. Because if I swallow them, you know what will happen? I will start growing an apple tree. So recently, I was eating an apple and I swallowed some seeds. I got very scared. Oh, now that I have had an apple, that means I'm going to start growing a tree. This was an idea for me. I thought, what about if I draw it? Imagine me eating an apple, swallowed some seeds, and there's an apple tree growing. So you see how a simple saying, something that I had heard, I have observed, became an idea. I thought, why not draw it? So my first step, I got an idea. Now going to my second step, which is references and visualizing how it will look like. In this, again, I'm gonna point out a very important thing. A lot of us, a lot of you love illustrating, love telling stories. But one thing that stops us most of the time is the drawing. We get very scared. How will we show this, especially human forms? How will we show a person running? How will we show a person screaming? How will we show a person sad, happy? So to overcome this, I got a friend, best friend. You know who? My mirror. All I have to do is sit in front of the mirror or ask someone to take a picture of me and pretend that action. If I'm running, I'll give a running pose. If I'm screaming, I'll see how my face expressions are. If I'm thinking, how my hand is going. So today what I'll do, now that we have an idea, I'm going to show you how we create it. Now because we're on step 2 where we are taking references. I'm eating an apple. Now how do I eat an apple? I eat an apple like this, like this, like this. What? So maybe I have an apple. I've taken a bite. I have some apple in my mouth. And there is a apple from which I've taken a bite. I'm holding it like this. Now if you see, I'll just show you how my hand is going. So if you see, my right arm is going down, it's going up, and I'm holding an apple. Because I've taken a bite, there is some apple in my mouth. So this is swollen. This is filled with apple bite. Now this is the picture that I want to show in my drawing. So what I'll do here, maybe I'll click a picture. Let's click a picture. I'll click a picture, see how my hand is going, and then use it for my third step. You can also, not always you're able to do, suppose if you, like in my first book, in the Wednesday Bazaar, because there was a lot of vegetable market. I searched a lot of vegetable markets in India, saw how they look like, how the carts are, how the people are, how the market, a bazaar looks like. Got a lot of reference from internet. In fact, visited couple of markets, clicked pictures, and then made a drawing. So yes, you can use your mirror, you can use internet to do a lot of searching, a lot of reference, and complete your second step. Now the third step, how to draw it. How to doodle it. I'm going to show it to you on my screen. So this is my screen. I'm using a software, Photoshop. I normally do this process on a piece of paper, but because I have to show it to you, I'm doing it on the software. Let me bring my reference that I have taken. So let's begin with by drawing a face. We'll make a circle, chin, or maybe not, I just want to keep it a circle. Make neck, draw eyes. Because I've eaten an apple, so I have worried expression. I'm worried that I've eaten apple seeds. So let's draw worried eyebrows, nose, and I've taken a bite, so my mouth is full. So like we spoke about the swollen mouth, the mouth which has an apple bite. So I'll quickly make it as if it's swollen. So this is showing that it's swollen, or it's filled, not swollen, but it's filled with apple. Then I'll start making my apple. Now here you see this is an apple and I've taken a bite. So there are these marks of my teeth that I've eaten. I've taken a bite of an apple and I'm holding an apple. So I'll start making fingers. Now if you've seen the picture, what I'm doing, I'm simplifying. I'm just understanding how my fingers look like, how my hand looks like. That's exactly what I'm going to do in my drawing. Then my hand goes down. Now as I had mentioned that my right arm, it goes down then it goes up and the hand is holding an apple. Now my second hand, maybe I can show that I'm holding just an apple. I'm very fond of apples, so I'm eating one and I'm holding an apple, just holding an actual proper full apple in my hand. So you just see me holding an apple. So this is me holding an apple. Now that the hand is drawn, I don't really need other information because I can visualize. So I'll remove my reference now. I'll remove this hand reference also that I sketched or did. Now I'm wearing a dress. The day I was eating an apple, I was wearing this kind of dress. So maybe you can't see which one I was wearing, but I know. So I'm drawing the dress that I was wearing. Now because there's a tree growing, so I want to make roots. I want to make the base of a tree. So my hair is like roots. There are roots coming all over, growing from my head. And then I have a tree growing. So you can show this apple, this one apple hanging. Then you have more apples, few more apples. And I'll just keep drawing apples just to give me an idea. Now, if you want, maybe you can draw a few clouds. There are more clouds here. Then, because I have cats, I really like to add cats to my drawings. So you can see I'm making a small cat, just looking. Cat with whiskers. Maybe I'm showing these apple seeds, or maybe I want to show a bird. So it's a bird flying. Maybe I want to show there is, say, sun. So I'll draw sun, rainfall, anything that you want. But I don't want, like in my particular idea, I don't want this. Rather, what I want to do is I want to make the tree look really, really big. So I'm making tree, like a really big tree. So I've eaten apple seeds and a really, really, really big tree is growing. So there are more apples. And this is what my doodle looks like. So now that we have our doodle, our storyboard, how it's going to look like, we are all set. Now you can decide how you want to do, what you want to do. Do you want to do a drawing, or do you want to use paper? Do you want to use clay? Whatever medium you want to use to complete your illustration. Now in what I have done, I've used watercolors because I'm very fond of watercolors. So I have actually painted it. On my final sheet, I sketched the drawing, the storyboard, and then I did watercolors. So you can see I used pens on top of it to give a little texture. Because there's apple in her mouth is swollen. You can see she's taken a bite. So it's the apple with a bite. And I've shown some seeds inside. So the beauty of illustration, being an illustrator, is there is no limit to imagination. I can do whatever I want. I'm very fond of cats, so almost all my drawings, they'll have a little cat somewhere hiding or looking around. So this is my final illustration. Some of the other work, again watercolor. This is two people holding hands. They are in love and they are floating in the air. So let's break that thought that, oh, I cannot draw, hence I'm not a good illustrator because I can't draw hands or I can't draw figures. You have your mirror, you have Google, you have internet to search references, look around. It's okay to see, get references and use them. And you have ideas all over your head. Just don't forget to use your 5 senses. I really hope you like the session. So to know more about me or my work or contact me, go to my website www.thematchboxgirl.com. you can visit my Instagram page or write me at sonalguptavaswani@gmail.com. Thank you so much. Have a good day.